How's it going there, YouTuber? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review for you. So let's get right into this review and see what what's the word? Saw! How's it going out there, YouTube land and YouTubeville and all those Twitter spheres? Welcome to an all-new movie review, folks out there. Alright, so the movie I'll be talking about is an awesome creature feature that just came out back on July 12th. Now, this awesome film is just really well done, very well executed, had a great CGI effects, great storyline, and just was a really very realistic, I would feel, to a T, and just really fun all-around creature feature. Now, I feel like this movie is very similar to like films like Lake Placid, Piranha, and stuff like that over the years. And this movie just was really well done, like I was saying. Now, the movie I'm talking about is the awesome film called Crawl. Oh yeah, Crawl, people. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out, people. It's worth the watch. Now, Crawl is an awesome film that is none other directed by an awesome director who has directed many great horror films and has, done quite a few films that some people might think, oh, this is, a crappy remake, blah, blah, blah. But I feel that majority of his films are actually really awesome. And that, of course, is the director named Mr. Alexandre Aja. Oh, yeah. So, Mr. Aja, you might recognize as the director of High Tension. He also directed a few other films like Piranha. He directed, a whole bunch of other films. And that have been considered kind of like remakes / kind of horrible films that, critics didn't really like. But I feel that a lot of them are really good. Now, the first movie I'm going to be talking about that I really enjoyed of his is, of course, one I already mentioned. Now, the one I'm talking about happens to be a film that's a remake of a 1978 film that, went from your classic type of, 70s horror film to a 2010, extra blood and guts, more TNA and all that kind of good stuff. And then, of course, is a film called Piranha 3D. Oh, yeah. So Piranha 3D, if you've seen it, I think it's a fantastic film. I thought it was really well done for what it was. I love, that Christopher Lloyd was a part of it, Richard Dreyfuss was in it. I thought that was a great little addition to the film, and just, it was a really fun and, new take on the Piranha film. Now, Piranha 3D also was in 3D, which I thought was kind of fun, too. I didn't get to see it in 3D, but from my understanding, it was pretty fun in 3D. Now, I thought that Alexandria did a great job of directing that film. Gave us a, a new take. He gave his, interpretation of horror gore that he wanted to go for, and I still thought that he gave us a great new take on it and not just a, true ripoff of the original film. And I just thought that he did a great job. Really enjoyed it. Thought it was very fantastically done, and just had a lot of great, CGI work for its time. And I think even the fish themselves, the piranhas, were pretty interesting too, because they took the whole aspect of that they're like a prehistoric piranha that is, allowed to come up from, being stuck down in the earth and attack these people, which I thought was a really cool idea. So that's definitely something that was different than the original as well. So I thought that Alexandria did a great job of directing that, giving us this really new take on it, and giving us a really fun film to check out. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, people. It's worth the watch. That brings me to the second film that Alexandria Aja directed. Now, this awesome film is also another remake of a classic from the 70s that was directed by Wes Craven. Now, this remake I actually thought was a lot better than the original, unfortunately. I thought it had a better gore factor, I thought it had a better story, and I thought that just visually it was more appealing than the original film. Especially even though, I've seen a lot of movies from the 70s that were very visually appealing, very well done, and I just didn't think that one was done as good as this remake. And then, of course, is the film called The Hills Have Eyes. Oh, yeah. Plus, also, I really enjoyed the cast in this film because I really didn't know many of the people from the original Hills Have Eyes. That, at the time, they weren't really huge actors, but at the same time, they had been around and done stuff. But in this one, they had a really great cast that I thought that did a great job. And also, I just thought it was a really well done, remake. And I love that it was different than the original one, too, as well. And they gave us this whole new take on the film. And then Alexandria Aja, I thought just did a really great job of giving us this new take on this awesome film. He gave us more gore, more action. He gave us a lot better, visually appealing film, I felt, too. And, made it a little bit more realistic if they were really having to fight these people that were, radioactive, basically, from, the fallouts over in these hills from when they were doing testing on nuclear bombs. And I just love the aspect of how the hero, how he actually goes and, takes on people and stuff like that, and how, he takes care of business, and just how it ends I really enjoyed better than the original two as well. Just a really well-rounded film, and really well done and executed by Alexandria Aja. He did a really good job. If you haven't seen The Hills Have Eyes remake, definitely check it out, people. Worth the watch. Now, it comes to directing Crawl. Once again, he was superb in this film. He gave us this great creature feature that I feel is probably his best to date. This definitely, I feel, is a lot better than The Hills Have Eyes, Piranha, High Tension, anything he's already directed. I feel that this is his best to date, because he really gave us this really accurate and very true realistically to actual creature feature. Like, he really took the real aspects of what alligators really do and brought it to life on the big screen, unlike a lot of these movies that, make the, things ginormous and, they go a little overboard. But this one, I thought he did a really good job of, if you were really to encounter these crocodiles or alligators out in the wilderness like this, this is what it would be similar to like. And I thought that he did a great job with that. He also just gave us this really great creature feature that had, like I said, superb CGI work. The alligators look so real, and that was fantastic to watch. And just everything about the characters, he brought out a great presence in these actors and actresses, and gave us this really great performances as well. Really great job by Alexandra. If you haven't seen Crawl yet, definitely check it out, people. It's in theaters now. Really fun, really awesome on the big screen. Very excellent directing job by Alexandria Aja. So this movie has a very interesting cast. It actually isn't a huge cast. It's literally 2 actors and actresses that actually are pretty much in this entire film that they really focus on. And then there's a few other people that have little bit parts, but really they don't get much credit for what they did because their parts were so small. But I would like to give a shout out to all those actors and actresses that gave their time to do those little bit roles in the film that made the film even better. But this awesome cast, like I said, is 2 great actors and actresses. So the first person I'd like to talk about is the main actress herself, Miss Kea Scalario. Oh yeah, English actress, that's right. Now, Kea we've seen in TV shows such as Skins. We've seen her in a few other films over the years. The Wuthering Heights remake. We've seen her in Clash of the Titans. We've seen her in a few things over the years, and she has become kind of a big name and has really shown that she has some pretty decent acting chops. Now, a couple of films I like to talk about that she was in that I thought she was really good was the awesome series that just recently ended last year. That was a great series based off of a bunch of books that were just really awesome as well. And she plays one of the main characters in the book series. And I thought she was fantastic as this awesome character, and just her development of the character and where she goes and how she ends up and just kind of how her ending is and so forth. And I thought she did a really decent job. And then, of course, the film series called The Maze Runners. Oh, yeah. Absolutely loved these films. Thought they were fantastic, amazing. The CGI work in them was really awesome. The whole idea behind them were really awesome. Basically, the world is in a certain situation. They're trying to keep the outbreak from happening. They're keeping the people that are immune and so forth and stuff like that, trying to keep them a certain way, blah, blah, blah. And it's just a really awesome kind of, retelling of a great story that they do on the big screen. And Kea does an amazing job as her character, like I said. And I just thought she was very interesting where they take her character, because I didn't read the books, but I do know that they're books. But at the same time, how her character progresses from the first film to the third film, I thought that she did a really great job of giving us that great progression and just how she is. And her interaction with everyone in the film series was really awesome too as well. Really enjoyed her performance in the film series. Thought she was really great. Looking forward to more from her, other than these other films that I've actually seen her in. So the second film I like to talk about that she was in was an awesome other film that is a Sam Rockwell dynamite of a film. This one came back out in 2009, directed by Duncan Jones. And this movie just recently got released on 4K for its 10th anniversary, and I think this is a fantastic sci-fi film that needs more credit for how amazing of a film it is. And that, of course, is a film called Moon. Oh yeah. Moon is just such an amazing film. I mean, every detail down to the last detail of this film is just perfection. Like, from the idea of who Sam Rockwell is to how his life exists and how, you know, this whole thing is basically like almost like a certain reality. And Kaya's character in the film, actually, she is a voice for the film, but she's also a main character for the film, too, that he interacts with. And I just thought that she was a really interesting and fun actress to include in this film, because I really didn't know her much at that time when I saw that film, because she hadn't been in the Maze Runners yet, and I didn't, see a lot. I haven't seen a lot of British TV or anything like that, so I really didn't know who she was. But this was her first role, and I thought that she did a decent job in the film, and that she interacted with everyone well and gave a great performance for this film. This film is just really fantastic. Her performance is really noteworthy in the film and really works very well with Sam Rockwell in the film. But still, Sam Rockwell definitely is the star of the film. Definitely a great performance by her. And definitely, if you haven't seen Moon, definitely check it out, people. It's such an amazing film. Really well done. And definitely check it out for Kaya's performance. She was really good in it. Now, when it comes to her performance in Crawl, I thought she did a really decent job. I really like her reactions to the characters and stuff like that, and to the animals and everything in this film. And I thought she did a really decent job of trying to keep it as realistic as possible and still being kind of level-headed to deal with the situation she was in. And I thought she did a really great job of portraying that if she was really in a situation like that. Plus, also the situation being there's this giant storm going on, too, a hurricane. Along with the fact that they're fighting off these alligators was a really cool and interesting, take on the film too as well. And also having to deal with that aspect of the film too. And I thought that she did a really good job of doing both of those and giving us the most realistic possible scenario to a person that was dealing with that. Really well done, really great performance by her, and looking forward to more from her. So this brings us to the final and other actor that is in this awesome film. Now, this actor, he's been around for many years. He's been in a lot of great films. He's done lots of great cameos, little parts, and just is a really underestimated great actor that I feel should get more recognition for how amazing an actor he is. And that, of course, is Mr. Barry Pepper. Oh yeah, Barry Pepper, people. You might recognize him from the film A Man Apart. You might recognize him from a few other films over the years, 61 and so forth. He's been around and done a lot of great films. A couple of films I really enjoyed him and thought he was fantastic in was none other than an awesome film that came out in 1998, and that is a great war-directed film by the amazing Steven Spielberg and starring Tom Hanks and Matt Damon. And that, of course, is a film called Saving Private Ryan. Oh, yeah. Absolutely love this film. It's so amazing, so realistic, so true to its nature, and shows just how important and how, much these men had put into their lives when they went over and fought for us, over in World War II, and just showed what they had to deal with, and I thought that they did an amazing job. And Barry Pepper's character in the film was so intense and awesome, and definitely, this role that he portrayed in, I felt deserved an Oscar nomination, because he was just so good in it. And he just did such a great job of bringing that realness to that character, what this Sergeant Corporal would have to deal with, and having to deal with his other troops, and the other troops, just having to deal with the consequences of what war is about. And just, he did an amazing job portraying this character. Just a really great performance by Barry Pepper. If you haven't seen Saving Private Ryan yet, oh my goodness, definitely check it out, people. It's worth a watch. Just came out on 4K recently for its 20th anniversary. It's an amazing film, and Barry Pepper's performance is amazing. Definitely check it out for Barry. He is awesome in that film. So that brings me to the second film Barry Pepper was in. So the second film that Mr. Barry Pepper was in was an awesome film that I feel is very underrated, and a very great film that should get a lot more recognition for how amazing the film was. Now, this film had a great cast. I mean, you had Joe Palatino in it, Greg Kinnear, along with Barry Pepper. You had Jim Caviezel in it. I mean, you had a great ensemble cast in this film that just was perfection. You had Jeremy Sisto in it. I mean, this is just an all-star cast of great actors and actresses in this film, and it did not get enough recognition for how great of a film it is. And that, of course, is a film called Unknown. Oh, yeah. Unknown, people. Woo. So, not to be confused with the 2011 film with Liam Neeson. This is a completely different film. It's called Unknown. Came out in 2007, 2008 it came out. And this film is just superb. Basically, these, like, 5 people basically wake up in this, you know, like, empty garage-looking area place and have no recognition of how they got there or who they are and so forth. And they have to figure out why they're there and who they are. And Barry Pepper was so amazing as his character in this film. Another Oscar-worthy performance, I feel, that was just superb perfection and just riddled with amazing just performance. He interacted with everyone so well, especially his conversation between him and Jim Caviezel were really intense and awesome. And just his performance alone also, I thought, was like just like the best performance of the film as well, and just made it a really grand and awesome film. If you have not seen Unknown, definitely check it out, people. It's such worth a watch. Such an amazing film. I have it on DVD. I don't think they put it on Blu-ray yet. Hopefully they'll have it on Blu-ray eventually. But this movie is so awesome and good, and I really enjoyed it, and Barry was really awesome. And if you love Barry Pepper, definitely check this film out for his from his video repertoire, because he is amazing in it. Barry Pepper's performance in Crawl was really awesome. I really enjoyed his performance in it. His performance having to do with the injuries that he sustains in the film are really very realistic and on point and really well done. He really kicks the butt out of it. He really, you know, just does a great job. Gives us a great performance in the film and just interacted so well with Kea. And their daughter, you know, father relationship was really realistic too in the film, because you really felt that they were, you know, father and daughter, and just their interaction and everything that they've dealt with over the years and how they brought it to like a realistic and believable scenario in the film. They did such an amazing job together. Really great job by Barry in that film. Really enjoyed him, and looking forward to more from him, because he's just really awesome, and I really enjoyed him in it. Great film. Great performance by Barry. Definitely check out Crawl. It's worth the watch. So if you're not familiar with what Crawl the movie is about, basically it's about a father and daughter that get stranded in their house, and it starts to fill up with water while trying to evade man-eating alligators, and they have to try to figure out a way to get out of the house on top so they can be rescued by the, you know, Coast Guard, basically. And it's pretty much about their survival, and that's pretty much what the movie is about. It's such an awesome movie, so well directed, so, you know, beautifully created. The CGI work, like I said, I cannot say how amazingly good it was. So realistic and well done. Even the prosthetic effects and everything for the injuries were really well done throughout the film too. And just everything about the film was just such a great creature feature. An amazing film. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up on this. Definitely can't wait to pick this up when it comes out. It's such an amazing film. Just like Lake Placid, I love this movie just like Lake Placid now. It's such an awesome film. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out in theaters now, people. It's worth the watch. Really well done, well written, and a great story. Really excellent film. Definitely check it out, people. Worth the watch. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And also, thank you for subscribing. And if it's your first time here, if you've been here before and you haven't hit the subscribe button, what you got to do? Have an alligator chase you to do it? Come on, people. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video or any of the videos I put up. And as always, people, keep your eyes out for any older, newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. As always, people, check out the awesome Stardust app. Or the awesome horror pack, people, where you can get 4 awesome Blu-rays or DVDs directly to your door of awesome horror goodness. If that's something that interests you, look for the links down below and check it out, people. It's worth the price, and also it's a great low price, and also that code down there will give you an awesome discount on your first awesome box too as well, people. And as always, people, let's get this Patreon going. Let's do this, people. I got a Patreon going, and if you didn't know that, this is your wake-up call. I got a Patreon going, and so there's a lot of cool stuff going to be coming from that Patreon once it gets up and going. I'm working on it, trying to get it to its best detail. So I always have, you know, comments down below if you have ideas for what you'd like to see in the Patreon for those who pay for the Patreon to become an awesome Patreon member and all that good stuff. Let me know down in the comments as well, people. But definitely, I have a Patreon. If you're interested, let me know. I'll show you the link. And as always, people, catch you in the next one.